Hi guys, welcome to Flip the Deck Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is going to be all about who is coming towards you. So we're going to find out what love interests might be entering your life. So this might be a person that you are already in connection with, someone that you have on your mind and you're looking to see if they're going to be coming into your life. This could also be a brand new person, but I think it's important with this reading to just keep an open mind, let whatever messages want to come through, and receive them, because there might be a little bit of a surprise in store for you. So we're going to get some physical features in this reading, some traits and initials. We're going to find out about this person's personality, and we're also going to look into what your relationship with them is going to be like. And then at the end of the reading, we'll see if we can get little hints and clues as to timing or locations. We'll just see what comes through. So I have 4 groups for you to pick from today, 4 different tarot decks. Group number 1 is going to be with the Golden Universal Tarot, and that corresponds to this carnelian. This stone looks really heart-shaped to me, so I think that's pretty fun. Group number 2 is going to be the Modern Witch Tarot deck and Blue Lace Agate. Group number 3 is the Muse Tarot deck with this green serpentine. And group number 4 is the Naked Heart Tarot with this Snowflake Obsidian. So as usual, take as much time as you need to pick the deck that you feel most drawn to, or the stone that you feel most drawn to. If you do feel called to more than one of these decks or stones, then go ahead and watch both of those readings. And I think I'm just going to jump in with pile number 1. I'll put your timestamps in the description box down below, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi, number 1. If you picked the Golden Universal Tarot and this heart-shaped carnelian, then this is your reading. We're going to find out who is coming toward you. So we are looking at this in terms of a romantic connection, but you know, take it how it resonates. If you're asking about a different connection, you might find some information in this reading. So just be open to it. So before we get started with the tarot, let's go ahead and pick from my bowl of goodies, as I like to call it, and see what kind of clues we can get as to who this person is. So this might be physical features, initials, zodiac signs. We'll just see what comes through. Okay, so we have August here. You might meet this person in August. You may have met them this past August. They might be born in August. You might be born in August. August might be significant in some way to your connection. We have the letter S. This can be first name, last name. It can also maybe be the initial of a place that you met. We have an H as well. Same thing. Any of these letters can indicate this person's name. They can indicate a special place where the two of you like met or where you hang out. We have I. And these can also be an indication about you. Some of these initials can be, or some of these letters can be your initials. We have the number 9, so the 9th of a month. Maybe August 9th might be somebody's birthday or an important date in your connection. Nines also talk a lot about... Okay, you guys, sorry about that. There's some people cutting a tree down outside, and a huge branch just fell, so I had to cut the camera off for a minute and go and investigate, but it looks like everything's fine. We were talking about the number 9, so that could be maybe August 9th, or just a number significant in your connections. 9s talk about a level of completion, but then more to come. So this could be a connection that has already started in the past and didn't quite reach a level of completion. We have the letter V. We have the letter O. Trying to see if we can spell anything yet. We have brown hair, so this person might have brown hair. You might have brown hair. This can also, for some reason right now, this is making me think of somebody who dyes their hair. So this could be somebody who naturally has brown hair and maybe dyed their hair a different color or likes to change the color of their hair often. I don't know why that's coming to me, but it is. So that might be significant for some of you. We have February. So we have August, we have February. This person might be a Leo. They might be a Virgo, an early Virgo. They could be Aquarius. Lots of possibilities here. You guys had a lot of little papers. We have the letter G, April. So I'm going straight to Aries energy here. Maybe some fiery energy coming through. We have potentially Leo and Aries energy. So there might be a lot of fire here. November, again, potentially Sagittarius energy. It doesn't have to be, they could be a Scorpio, but I'm just getting like a lot of fiery energy coming through for this person. July. Yeah, there is something here. It would be interesting to know if your person is a fire sign, if you do know who this person is, or if you have a particular person on your mind, because there is some fire energy coming through here. We have L, maybe L for Leo. We have March and E. So take that as it resonates. Some of this might make sense to you. Some of it might not. Some of it, you might even later realize that there was actually a connection and you didn't see it at first. So it's always interesting with these kind of random draws here, just to see what will come through and see what kind of significance there might be. And some of this might tie into your reading later. So I'm going to push this to the side and we'll just kind of, we shall see. Let's make enough room, because what I want to do now is just dive into your tarot. So we're going to be looking at the Golden Universal Tarot, and we're going to find out about this person. We can find out some traits about this person. We might even be able to pull some physical features about this person. We'll just kind of see like how it comes through and what seems to resonate. But let's just see who this person is that's coming towards you. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands coming out. This is definitely a planner and maybe quite an adventurous person. Ten of Swords. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles showing up in reverse. So let's see. I do think that your person likely has gone through some kind of hurt. It could be in the form of heartbreak, or it could just be in the form of challenges in life. I do think that this deck is interesting. This Ten of Swords is really interesting because typically the person is depicted laying on their stomach with the swords in their back, and this person has the swords in their chest and abdomen. So I'm getting the feeling that this person is kind of a go-getter. I think there's somebody who kind of dives in head first, and maybe will get hurt sometimes from doing that, from having that kind of energy, but I don't think it scares them. I get the feeling that they'll do it again. Like they might be a bit of a risk taker. I was picking up on the energy of being adventurous. So what I'm seeing here is that this person is very adventurous, and that doesn't mean that things always work out perfectly for them. They're not afraid to take a risk. They're not afraid to get hurt, whether that's emotionally or physically. So they might have like daredevil tendencies. This might be somebody who is into skydiving or bungee jumping or something like that, where they are thrill seeking. But it also could just be somebody who's quite brave when it comes to just kind of like going out there and giving things a shot. And even if it takes them down, I just feel like they don't give up. So we had a lot of Cups energy come out at the end of this line of cards, and I'm thinking this energy of being really willing to kind of put themselves out there, I think that plays into their emotional stability and how they're willing to offer love to you. So this might be somebody who has been hurt in the past, or who has had disappointments in the past. But I get the feeling that if they were disappointed in love before, they actually put themselves out there to experience love and romance with somebody, and they may have gotten hurt, but they're not the type of person that now shies away from love because of it. They're still really willing to offer you something when they come into your life. They're very open and willing to offer you something, even though their past might have been a little bit difficult for them. Even though they may have been rejected or they may have been wounded in the past, they're still very open to experiencing something with you. So I think that's like a really admirable quality about them. I do think that there might be, with this adventurous side, there might be an element of, like, this person might have like shiny object syndrome. I think that they are somebody who looks to the future and who plans, and they might switch gears a little bit faster than you want them to sometimes. Maybe they're on to the next thing before they've completed the first thing. So that might be something to look out for about them. Maybe you know this person and you kind of know them to be this way. It could be an energy where the two of you can kind of balance each other out in that way. I just think that this person is, they're very open, they're very adventurous, and it's probably a quality that you grow to admire about them. But yeah, the completion of projects could be a little bit of an issue for them with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I also kind of, you know, what I'm picking up on from this is that it might not even be the follow through. For some of you, it could be that they're kind of on to the next thing and don't follow through. But I think for a lot of you, what it is that they are just so adventurous that mundane life can seem just really boring to them sometimes. So just the regular day to day. I think this is somebody who's going to keep you on your toes. It's somebody who wants to go out and have fun, like, quite often. They don't want to just, they like to shake things up. And I feel like that really means different things for different people, because some of us are like kind of homebodies, but we still want to have a bit of variety. So I think that they want to have variety with you, and that they are kind of looking toward the future with you a lot of the time, a lot of planning. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they are extremely outgoing. It just means that they like kind of a new and different energy in the relationship. I think they're going to be the ones to bring that breath of fresh air to the connection. And some of this might be past energy too. This could be kind of how they've shown up in the past, and maybe in your connection, some of these aspects of themselves change. We'll get a few more cards and see what else. So we have the Fool card. So yeah, there is an energy of a newness here, and that could be a newness in your connection or a new way that they're viewing themselves because of this connection. But they definitely, there's somebody who's not afraid to kind of step out there and try something new. We have the Nine of Wands. That's really interesting energy. I'm trying to really tap into that Nine of Wands energy, because there was a lot of openness from this person. And then this Nine of Wands is making me think about boundaries. So this might be somebody who really does have a lot of healthy boundaries. Because they do seem to be kind of open and adventurous. I think what's going on here is that this is somebody who, yeah, this is somebody who has, they've had a lot of experiences in the past that have made them feel like they can't be open. So I think what I'm picking up on here is that when the two of you come together in this connection, it's going to give this person a lot of confidence. So whether this person is quite adventurous when you first meet them or not, I think that the energy that this connection lends to them is one of newness and of more freedom than they've felt before. So this will vary depending on kind of who you are and what this connection is, if you know this person or not. But I am now that I'm seeing all of these cards here, I'm thinking that this energy of being quite free and of wanting to explore and wanting to offer this love really comes from a place of feeling a different kind of connection with you than they felt before. Because I think this person has been through some stuff. I think that their tendency to put themselves out there has gotten them into trouble before, and I don't think it's through any fault of their own. I think this is people disappointed them, people let them down. And if the two of you can connect and relate in that way, I think that might be a huge thing that draws you together, because I think what this person has done is kind of reinvented themselves. So if you do know who this person is, they likely have been in a negative place in their lives before and have pulled themselves out of that, and they're kind of good at starting fresh. They're really good at like just pulling themselves up by their bootstraps and really beginning again. And I think what's the most beautiful thing that I see here is that it's somebody who's really willing to still make moves, make advances, and be very open and connected when it comes to their emotional selves and being emotional with you. And it's like, from what I see here, they've had the sort of experiences that can cause a person to lock up, that can cause a person to not be so willing to explore in a deep emotional connection. But no, they have the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups in the upright. So they're definitely somebody who is willing to give of themselves in that way, and somebody who's willing to kind of start fresh and step out into the unknown with this Fool card. I love that all of this finishes up with this Page of Wands. This is, again, a feeling of newness, a feeling of passion. I think that this connection is going to be something new for both of you. Like, it takes on a new flavor. It seems like this person is coming to this connection from a place of hurt and abandonment, and that they may have left relationships behind in the past that really decimated them. It's really a harsh energy that I'm feeling here from their past experiences. They may have absolutely felt decimated. I can't even say heartbroken. I feel like it's more than that. I feel like this is disappointment and potentially rejection and letdown and abandonment on such a deep level that it felt physically painful for them, that it was mentally tormenting for them, that they may have come out of a really dark place. But this is somebody so willing to start over again, and I love that. So I'm loving this passionate energy that they are approaching you with. They're approaching you with a lot of deep emotion and a lot of passion. Beautiful, beautiful energy. And this is somebody with depth. So maybe it can be a little bit intimidating to hear that your person may have like a lot of this kind of dark stuff, that they have some hurt and some pain in their past. But really, I think this is very encouraging because they have depth, they have a story to tell, they have something to offer, they have experience, and they know what it's like to be on the receiving end of like a really crappy, unfulfilling relationship. So I think this is someone who will be extremely mindful of how they treat you in the relationship, because they know what it's like to feel pretty tormented and really just taken out. Like that's what's coming to mind. It's almost like they were kind of taken out of the game for a period of time because of the deep hurt that they experienced. So this is definitely somebody with with a past, with a story to tell, with something to offer, but it's also someone who looks toward the future. Always like focused on the future, always focused on moving ahead. Two knights came out, which are all about movement. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, so that would be the knight least about movement. But this knight came out in reverse. So I think what that's showing me is that this person really is about movement. They are about the stability of this knight, but they're not about the stagnancy that can sometimes be associated with this knight. This came out in reverse to say that this person is willing to move, and I'm seeing that in so many of these cards. I'm seeing that with the Three of Wands here. I'm seeing somebody who's looking and planning the future. So they're probably going to be someone who makes a lot of plans with you for the future. Somebody who's not afraid to set things into motion. They're not afraid to make plans for, 2 weeks from now. Whereas a lot of people are really afraid of commitment, this person isn't. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is somebody who, when you meet them, they're trying to set up your second date. They're trying to figure out when you can see each other again and when you can talk again. Instead of that type of person that ghosts you after you have a meeting or after you have a phone conversation, then you don't hear from them anymore. This is someone who's always looking towards what's the next thing? How can we move forward? And they're very emotionally available and they feel very emotionally mature. And that's why I'm kind of liking seeing some of the heavier stuff that they've been through, because that has molded them into somebody who is emotionally mature enough. Okay, I feel like I'm getting all tongue-tied. This is someone who is emotionally mature enough to offer you the kind of commitment and stability that you're probably looking for, because they've been through it on their own. They've been through it themselves when that hasn't been offered to them. So love this. I'm also loving the mix that we have out on the board here. Like, it's like we've got some swords, we've got wands, we've got pentacles, we've got cups. I think this person is really balanced. I keep being drawn back to this Fool card and this Three of Wands. So this person definitely, they've got that adventurous side to them. It's coming from such a balanced place, though. It doesn't feel rash or not spontaneous. It just doesn't feel like irrational. It doesn't feel like they're making decisions too quickly without thinking them through. They're super balanced, but they're always ready to to begin again, to look at the glass as half full, to plan the next exciting thing. So, I mean, this is someone that they're coming from a place of knowledge and they still choose to be positive like this. They're not naive. This is definitely not somebody who hasn't experienced things and that's the only reason that they can find it within themselves to be positive. They are not naive at all. They have experienced a lot. They have been through mental torment. They have been through physical and emotional pain, and they still show up like this. So kind of a beautiful energy, a really special person coming towards you. Let's look at your relationship together. So I'm going to use your oracle cards to do this. I'm going to try to keep your tarot out just in case I want to refer back to it, but there's a lot going on here, so I don't know if I'll be able to fit everything. So just bear with me. Okay, so for your kind of main energy about your connection, we have the Cave. And then your oracle cards, we have Body and Soul, and we have Tender Embrace. Okay. This is, I'm getting the feeling that your connection is almost sacred to this person and really to both of you. I think both of you view this connection as something extremely special, extremely, I think sacred is the best word. I think both of you really guard this connection and really take the time to spend quality time together, to get to know each other, to like kind of retreat and recharge together. So I do feel like this is the type of connection where the two of you like to sneak off and have alone time together. You might be more into like chilling, like having a movie night than going to a big party. Your person may be interested in travel, so I wouldn't be surprised if your connection involves a lot of travel, but I say that in the sense of like a retreat, like a romantic getaway, or like a spa vacation or a beach vacation, some place where the two of you can really rest and can really spend a lot of good quality time together. So I just don't see you taking big kind of what is the word that's coming to mind? I want to say hyperactive trips. I'm having kind of the image of like crazy spring break and like lots of party people and loud, obnoxious. That's not the vibe I'm getting for you guys. I think if there is travel involved in your connection, it's going to be kind of like a slower paced retreat, things that are designed to rejuvenate both of you. And I think that what's unique about your connection is that you are rejuvenated by spending time around each other. So if you're someone who can relate to feeling drained when you're around other people, and if you feel like you need to recharge by yourself in order to kind of like recover from being in social settings, this is somebody who, it's like when you're with them, you feel like you're alone. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, you feel the same way. You can recharge the same way that you can on your own with them, and maybe even better sometimes, because they're really kind of like providing something for you there. You're really helping and nurturing each other in this way that makes it so that their presence is like a rejuvenating experience for you. This body and soul card really speaks to that too. This is a connection where you're very, very comfortable around each other. I think you feel comfortable around each other right from the beginning. It just kind of feels like home. It feels natural. It feels like you can relax and be yourself. And that's what allows you to be able to like recoup your energy even when you are around another person, because you're being completely yourself. You're completely put at ease in this person's presence. And it really allows for that deep kind of replenishment. I do think this person might be like, they might be into making you feel nourished and replenished. So maybe they love to give you massages, or maybe you do that for each other. But it's like you participate in activities that make you feel renewed together. So I am seeing a lot of like private time for the two of you. I'm seeing that it feels good and it feels special for you to just be alone and just be in each other's presence. You might find that that you kind of want to be withdrawn a little bit. Like, I wouldn't say take this to the point of it being detrimental to the other relationships and connections that you have in your life, but I just think that both of you are going to really prioritize that time that you have together. So there might be less like hanging out with friends, or less going out, or whatever has been occupying your time before this person. There's just going to be like this feeling of wanting to be around each other all the time. I also think that this person is going to bring you a great sense of comfort when it comes to your body. So I think you're going to this person's going to help you feel really comfortable in your own skin. And I think that comes just from a place of them feeling so nurturing and so protective over you and so attracted to you. I think this person really makes you feel very beautiful or very attractive. They let you know how special you are to them, and it just brings you so much comfort and security. And this could filter out into other areas of your life. I think this goes beyond a physical comfort. I think this can be a comfort that you feel just in yourself, your confidence, your ability. So you might find that you're like more confident at work, or when speaking to other people, you feel more confidence in what you're saying, or there's just something about this person that makes you feel more secure in yourself. And it's kind of a beautiful thing, because I think it's giving you almost like a superpower. Even when you're not around them, You just walk away with a feeling of confidence. I think this is a very loving relationship that's coming into your life. This tender embrace, it just makes me think of a hug. I think this is somebody that you love to hug or that loves to hug you. I think you love just being in physical contact with each other. I think that this is the sort of relationship where the two of you are always there for each other. And there's always like a special place, a special comforting place where the two of you meet and discuss and decompress and kind of like maybe bounce ideas off of each other, or talk about your fears and your anxieties. It's like, it just feels like a safe place. Like the entire relationship just feels like a very safe place. I think the two of you quickly become each other's family. So that might mean that this is the type of relationship that it kind of grows into a long-term commitment. It could grow into a marriage. But I think whether that's made official or not, I think that there's a feeling of really having your teammate here, really having a connection that is like, that's forever, something that's a deep bond that feels like this is your family now. This is the person you run to. This is the person you tell about your great day. This is the person you tell about your difficult day. This is the person you bounce ideas off of. This is the person that you express your frustrations to, and they're always there to listen, and they're always there with a hug. So, I mean, it's really a beautiful energy. I think that this person teaches you how to be kinder to yourself, and I think that you teach this person how to be kinder to themselves too. I think seeing each other through the other one's eyes is really going to change your view of everything. It's going to change your view of yourself, because when you see how this person looks at you, how they see you, how they value you, you're going to look at yourself a little bit differently. I think that goes back to this confidence that we were talking about. I think you have kind of a newfound confidence in this connection, because this person is just there for you in such a loving way that it just allows you to feel more confident. And I guess it's sort of like a safety net. You feel like you have a safety net when this person has entered your life. You feel like you have somebody that you can depend on, somebody who's going to be there for you, someone who will listen, someone who will just hug you. Even if there's nothing else they can do to help the situation, they're always there with a hug. So they're really teaching you to be kind and loving and gentle with yourself. So I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards for you, and we'll just see what happens. We can see it might be more information about your connection. We might get some information on timing. Okay, so we had direction. Oh, wow. I suppose I'll take all of those. I was going to pull just a couple of cards. Okay, so we had direction come out. We had purity. I do think that there is a certain amount of purity in this connection. It just feels really pure and tender. I think the two of you are just very kind to each other, very loving and gentle with each other. Strength, earth, and throat chakra. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot, you guys. So this person might be an earth sign. You might be an earth sign. They might demonstrate earth sign characteristics. Based on what I was already seeing here, I do kind of get an earthiness, because there is like a groundedness. There's a stability and kind of a calmness to this person. Even if they are a bit on the adventurous side, there's a calmness about your connection. Kind of that cave energy that we had here. This is earth energy to me. This just feels, it's quiet, it's still. So I think that might speak to your connection, but it could be an indication of a sign, like they may be an earth sign, you may be an earth sign. I think that this connection really lends a lot of strength to both of you. It's funny all these cards came out, because I was only going to take like two, and then they really seem to kind of reiterate some of the things that we spoke about here. So let me try to just take it from left to right and be a bit systematic about this. But I think that this direction card, it can speak to a couple of different things. I think that this connection really, it kind of provides a sense of direction. It's almost like your compass. I think through this connection, you become very clear about where your home base is, where your foundation is, where you're going in life. I think that this connection really just provides you with a lot of clarity when it comes to how you want to move forward in life. And this can also speak to some of the travel that we were talking about before. So maybe the two of you love to travel together, and this can be kind of an indication of that, because it is giving me like that compass vibe. But beyond that, I think it's just about knowing where your foundation is. This is like a relationship that you really feel like you can depend on, and like a person that you know you can turn to. We kind of talked about this purity card, but there is a gentleness to this connection. There's a really pure energy, like with that tender embrace card, very pure energy. And there's something about this that offers a certain amount of strength and confidence just from being together, just from like renewing and rejuvenating each other. There's a certain strength and confidence that's coming through. I also think that the communication here is beautiful. And I think the reason the communication is beautiful is because the two of you take time to be alone and to really delve deep into who each of you are. So this throat chakra energy here does not surprise me at all, because I think that there's a lot of open communication. There's a lot of feelings on the table. There's a lot of emotional availability here. So that's kind of the perfect energy, and that makes a whole lot of sense. So I think that's all I'm seeing for you, group one. Beautiful, beautiful connection. Like it's a very soulful connection, and it's a very like calming connection. I'm feeling a calming energy from this. So I think that is how you'll know when this person enters your life. You're going to feel calm and at peace around this person, and you're going to feel like you can open up to this person right away. So I think I will leave your reading there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm sending you so much love and light. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hi, number 2. If you picked the Modern Witch Tarot and this blue lace agate, this is your reading. We're going to find out who is coming towards you. Now, this can be someone who's coming towards you in a romantic sense, but if you're asking about a particular person and it's not a romantic connection, just be open to it and kind of take what resonates. If it is not a romantic connection, then some of these messages might not resonate for you, but others will. So let's jump in and let's look at, before we get into your tarot, we're going to pick from my bowl of goodies, as I like to call it, and we'll kind of figure out some of your person's traits. So this can be physical traits, initials, maybe important months, astrological signs. We'll just see what comes through. Okay. Let's see what we have. A bunch. Okay, we have July. I think that came out in the last reading. We have a lot of months. Holy moly. We have a lot of months. We have July, February, April, September, October. Let me see. Do I have any other months here? I think that, oh no, we have January. Okay, I kind of feel like there's a sign here. So let's see. This is very unusual to get this many months. April. Okay. I'm putting them in order because I sort of have a feeling that there might be important months here, like month ranges. So maybe January, February, like the first 2 months of the year are significant somehow. To you or your connection. And then we have the September, October time. So maybe sometime like in the fall, in the early fall, late summer might be significant. These could also be larger ranges of time. Like this might be January all the way to April, like a time where you might meet this person or something that's significant. I just think it's really interesting that this many months came out. So there might be something to do with that, with your connection. Maybe you met them through school, and it's like school is in session from a certain time to a certain time, and this might indicate some of like the start and stop to it. Like, you'll know if it makes sense to you or if any of these months are significant, but that's a whole lot of months to have come out. So there might be something there. This might be birth month, months that you meet. For some of you, it could be like, if this is a past relationship, it could be like months where you were together and where you weren't together. Really interesting though. Okay, let's see in terms of initials. So we have W. I suppose this could be an M as well, so take it as it resonates. We have E, we. So there's kind of a sense of togetherness, like maybe your connection comes together so fast that you start saying we very, very quickly, or you notice this person saying that, like, we're going to be in town from this date to that date, or are we going to that party, or like just considering the two of you a package deal, a joint deal really quick. We have Q, we have O, we have U, G, C. Again, a lot of letters, and J. So these can be initials, first name, last name, middle name. These can be letters that kind of indicate like places that are important to you, or just anything significant in your connection. We have the number 8, the number 1, the number 2. This can also correspond with months. So this could be January, this could be February, this could be August. I don't know that we really need any more months over here, but you know, take it as it resonates. This can be birthdays as well, like January 8th, April 1st, September 2nd. Like, these can be significant dates to your connection or your birthday. And then we have black hair. So the person coming towards you might be somebody with very dark hair. They also might just have a mysterious nature to them. For some reason today, these little cards that have the hair colors, they're making me think beyond the hair colors. So I'm thinking these are just important messages that want to come through for you. So this might be somebody who has kind of a mysterious nature to them, or that wears a hat a lot of the time. Like, they might wear a black hat a lot of the time. For some reason, I think that's significant for somebody, because that image is coming into my mind. So I'm going to scoot all of this aside. Let me know in the comments what resonated, because that's always fun. We can get some really cool messages doing it like that. And let's jump into your tarot. So I'm just going to pull tarot for you to figure out who this person is. So we're just going to get more traits about this person, more insight into who they are. Page of Cups coming out first. This person might be kind of young or new to love. There's always a certain immaturity that comes along with pages. I don't want to say that too soon, because I want to look at the rest of their cards. So that can be, it can mean a lot of things. It doesn't mean that this person is necessarily immature. They might just be really new to this. So this might be somebody who hasn't been in a long-term committed relationship before, and it might be really new to them to explore this connection with you. Let's see what else we have. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. This is looking like it's going to be a very significant connection to you. The Strength card. It looks like this is kind of a big deal with this 10 of Pentacles energy here. Five of Swords. Let's pull one more for your first row, and then we'll look at this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. We got more than that. So I'm going to take them because they're here. So we might pull all of your cards. I am seeing, though, that this is a very significant relationship for you. Because it's really heavy energy here. Like, And not in a bad way. I'm going to pull the rest of your cards, but Ten of Pentacles energy is some of my favorite energy to see because it really signifies a long-lasting relationship. So this might be a connection where the two of you come together. Two of Cups. Oh, you guys. This might be a connection where the two of you come together when you're both kind of new to love, new to this whole love thing, or there's just something about this that is new. So it might be that even if you've been in committed relationships before, they weren't like they weren't all that you expected them to be. So approaching this kind of serious relationship might feel quite different to both of you. But Ten of Pentacles energy is, I always like to say, legacy energy. This is the energy of having it all and having something really well balanced. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, okay. Queen of Wands fell upright, so I'm going to take that one, but this is, that's too many cards. So yeah, there's a feeling of a really balanced energy with the Ten of Pentacles for me, because it shows that your relationship is long lasting enough that you're able to really create something in this partnership. So this is someone that you definitely see a future with, that you see growing with, you might even see having a family with. Four of Wands energy too gives me that feeling of family. It gives me that feeling of marriage. This is definitely somebody that when they come into your life, you're seeing long-term commitment with them. You're also doing a lot of planning with them. So I am kind of pulled to this Two of Swords energy. The Two of Swords can be about being unsure or about making a decision. And I'm seeing around that, I'm seeing Three of Wands, I'm seeing Two of Wands, I'm seeing Two of Cups. So I think that this connection is very important to you, to the point that some things in your life might have to change, or they might have to be rethought out. Like whatever plans you had, they might change when this person comes into your life. And it's for the best. Like I see all great things here. So it's not really a problem to think about maybe restructuring some things a bit. I think it's going to come naturally for you to do that. But you're going to do it in a very intuitive way, that you're going to feel your way through how to make these changes. I think you're willing to do it, and they are too, because I'm getting a sense that this person is someone you've waited for a very long time. Whether it's someone you've known before or not, it's like this feeling of when you meet them, you know, like this is it. I've been waiting for this. I've been asking for this, and then here they are. And they're definitely feeling that way about you too. It's funny, I'm picking up on messages about your connection more so than this person. So let's kind of refocus and look at what kind of characteristics we can pull about this person. But I do think it's interesting that a lot about your connection is coming through. That means that your person is seeing you as really a divine partner here, especially with this Two of Cups energy. So it's almost hard to distinguish the energy between you and them, which is really funny because, you know, when we were looking at the letters and I was saying we, here they are, like that the two of you may become a we very quickly. It might turn into like, we're together, we're a couple, we're a package deal. If one of us is coming, then the other one is coming. We're like, this is a thing. And then your cards, your tarot cards here, it's like, I'm looking for attributes about this person and I'm seeing your connection. So I think what's happening is that your energies meld together very quickly. They become one very quickly. So if you haven't met this person yet, you will know when you've met them, because I think your relationship is going to progress very quickly. I think you're going to kind of become a couple, and it's going to happen fast. I am hearing that for some of you, your friends are going to like ship you. Like your friends are going to call it maybe before you know, or before it becomes official, because the two of you just seem like a perfect match. And if anyone knows both of you, they kind of like automatically group you together in their mind and think like, oh, you two would be perfect together. And you might not be willing to admit it at first, or maybe you don't know the person at all, so you're a little bit hesitant, like what are you talking about? I don't know who that is. But as soon as the two of you come together, yeah, it's like you're official. Like it doesn't feel like there's like this long process to becoming official, but it does feel like some things might have to be rearranged for you to remain in each other's lives, because it's probably just because it's such a big shift and a big shakeup, because you're going to go from single to very much in a partnership pretty fast. I think your relationship is going to be very balanced and full of compromise too. So that can be about difficult things. Like there might be some challenges that you have to overcome at first, but I think that the two of you really balance out responsibilities and really find a lot of compromise in this relationship and really hear each other. I'm seeing that too. You have the Two of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Two of Wands. If that's not a divine partnership, I really don't know what is. Twos may be significant in your connection. I think you even, yeah, you did right here. You got the number 2. So twos might be significant in some way, but I think this really just points to the duality of your connection and the divine partnership, the divine counterpart aspect of your relationship. Then having the Four of Wands, this actually came out in group 1 too. But a whole different deck. So it's just interesting it's showing up here. This card always makes me think of marriage. It's also my 1111 card. So again, that's making me think of 2. I'm thinking of 1 and 1. But 1111 is just confirmation that this person that's coming into your life, this is really a divine partnership. This connection brings both of you a lot of strength and a lot of stability, a lot of courage and balance. And I think the two of you kind of bend to each other. So I'm seeing like that compromise again. This is just really interesting because so much is coming out about your connection. I think it's like the two of you, you must be so meant to be that as soon as you come together, you just become one. Let's talk about this person. So I do think that this person is, they're very loving and very gentle and also really fun to be around. I think you have a lot of fun with this person. This whole deck is really fun to me. Just all of the images and the colors. So I think that the two of you are probably really just fun people, very vibrant people, because you were drawn to this deck. But it's just, there's this sense of charisma, of having a lot of fun, of making a lot of plans, and of putting down roots. So I do think this is somebody who wants to put down roots. The funny part is, I just really see marriage for you. And it's like, that is sort of an attribute about your person as well, because I think this is someone who is really devoted and who is not afraid of commitment. They're not afraid of looking forward, of putting down firm roots, of wanting to build a family, of wanting to connect and tie the knot. So whatever that means to you, because it might not mean officially getting married. Some people aren't interested in that, but I think there's a strong commitment here, and there's a strong sense of wanting to wanting to tie yourselves to each other. Like you want to do it. You want to make strong commitments and to like lock it down. And that is definitely coming through as an attribute of your person because they're just eager to do it. They're eager to make this official. The only kind of energy that I'm feeling here from this person that isn't just like so ready to go, I think is this Five of Swords energy. And that is, I think that has a lot to do with just whether or not they're going to trust. And I kind of think that's coming through for both of you. I think that there might be an element of this connection that you don't trust at first. And looking at these cards, I can see why, because like I was saying, Two of Swords, Two of Cups, Two of Wands, this relationship is going to feel a little bit too perfect. And I do think that there's going to be, in the beginning, maybe a little bit of like not trusting that, because it just feels like things fall together too easily. It feels like it's just a little bit too natural to see the future, like to just plan it, to map it all out. There might even be, for some of you, a really early proposal that kind of gives you like a hesitant energy, a fearful energy, a feeling of like, can I trust this? Should I trust this? I am kind of picking up on that for you. Yeah, that is kind of that's the only energy that I feel. But in this context, I think that Five of Swords is literally just a little bit of doubt that something like this could come into your life. And I think you're feeling that, both of you. You're feeling that on both sides. Okay, it's funny now because I want to look at your connection to each other. Let me get your oracle cards. I want to look at how your relationship together is going to be. But the funny part is I've already gotten so much insight from your tarot cards, because I think there's this weird element of like only being able to read you two together, because you guys are like one, which that hasn't happened before. So that's kind of funny. Let me move these cards up and we'll look at your connection together. Okay, so let's see. We have the Sustainer, and then we have two other oracle cards here. So we have the Uncharted Sea and Healing the Heart. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense, especially we were just talking about that Five of Swords energy. So with the Sustainer, I think that this connection brings some form of like peace to you and to your person too. I think the two of you feel really at peace in this connection. Like it flows very, very easily. The funny thing is that the one issue that I saw in the tarot cards was that you kind of don't believe it. So I think once you settle into the connection, you'll start to believe it more, and it will provide you with that peace. But I think there will be a moment of like, this is all happening too fast and it's happening too easily. I think the two of you are really focused on your home life together and on creating something together, building a family together. So this is someone who you're going to immediately see a future with. And I think both of you are going to be really focused on pouring into that, on really building a legacy, building your home, raising your family, that type of stuff. Like if you're not interested in having a family, then kind of take that as it resonates for you, because that can mean different things. That could be caring for pets together, or like just decorating your place and making it feel like home. But I think both of you are very interested in bringing that element of peace and of like home life to this connection. And I think that you balance your responsibilities very, very well. So like your connection at home is going to be very balanced with this person. It's not going to be like one person doing everything and the other person doing nothing. I think you you find your groove. You find the things that each of you can be responsible for, and it just feels very balanced. Again, back to that, all the twos that showed up in your reading. There's a lot of balance. So this might be the type of connection where you have very defined roles and you're both comfortable with what your roles are. They don't have to be anything about gender. They could even be opposite of like gender norms. But the point for you in this connection, I think, is just that everybody knows, or both of you know, what you're supposed to do in this connection. You know which roles you're supposed to play, and what responsibilities fall to you and which responsibilities fall to your partner. So it's just a really kind of like easy energy. I also am seeing that you two are like the couple. You're kind of the couple that your friends and family look up to. You're the couple that resolves problems for other people, maybe even other couples. So I think your friends come to you for relationship advice all the time. It's so funny because we were talking before about your friends kind of like calling it maybe even before you see it, knowing that the two of you are meant to be together. I think that really continues, and they really like they go to you and they trust your advice because they see your relationship as something that is like a connection to aspire to. So they're looking to that connection to help inform their connections, and they want you to kind of provide guidance. So the two of you might end up, up late at night talking friends through relationships or difficult breakups or something like that. I think people view you as peacemakers and of peacekeepers, so they might look to you to resolve conflict. I also think they see you two as something that brings people together. So if this is a relationship where you get married or there's some kind of celebration of your love, this is a place where you bring people together. People feel uplifted and happy around you. They love watching your ceremony, or they just love watching the two of you together. They love they love your love. It's like it's contagious. I think the two of you will also work through problems together very well, very easily. I think you'll do what it takes to restore peace and balance in your relationship. So it's not like you're never going to have your conflicts, but I think both of you, your goal is going to be to restore that peace and that balance. And because you enter the relationship with so much balance, I think it'll be like an easy place for you to navigate back to if you get away from it. Interesting, I'm saying things like navigate back to. We have this uncharted sea. The funny thing with this is, this uncharted sea card is like the feeling of kind of going into the unknown. So I am getting the feeling, I was saying in the beginning that the two of you might be really young, and that you might enter this relationship at a young age or at a very inexperienced point. So this might be like you've never really had a serious relationship, or you've never had a relationship of this magnitude before you come into this one. So I think both of you are going to feel a bit like you are like fish out of water. You're going to feel like you're entering this new territory that is totally unknown. With this healing the heart card too, I'm wondering if maybe both of you come from like broken homes, or have not had like beautiful balanced relationships modeled for you, because that could be the case that neither of you have really seen relationships function the way that your relationship is going to function. So it feels like something very foreign to you right from the beginning, and that can be a little bit scary. Like we were talking about that Five of Swords energy, that like not wanting to trust it energy. If you don't come from a family where, like your parents were married and it was the perfect home and everybody was loving and supportive, which, let's be honest, most of us don't come from that background. If you do, that is beautiful and you're very fortunate to have experienced that. But I feel like for a lot of you, this might be that you've just never seen a relationship work like this before. So you feel kind of like it can't be true because you're in brand new territory. But if you do come from a challenging background like that, or if you've had a lot of issues in relationship, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of hurt and disappointment in relationship. This relationship is going to heal that. And I get the feeling with this relationship too that it's going to heal things very quickly. All of this feels like it moves really fast. Like the connection comes together so fast. The we comes together so fast. It's like the marriage or the proposal or the commitment in some way, moving in together or making future plans together, comes together so fast. So this doesn't even feel like this like long, arduous process of healing the heart. It feels like something that happens so beautifully and so naturally and kind of fast. But you know, there is that feeling of like I don't know what to do with this connection. Like I've never experienced anything like this. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never felt like this about anyone before. There's definitely a feeling of newness with that Page of Cups that came out as your first card. There's something new about this connection. There's something that you will both feel like you don't understand when you first go into it. But I think you'll quickly discover that you're naturals at it. And I think that's just because of this kind of divine partnership that the two of you have. So you will be a natural at this relationship. Okay, I'm pulling a couple of cards for you. We're gonna see if we can get any indication as to timing or just more information about your connection. So we had Focus come out. I want to pull one more card. I will say that Focus makes a lot of sense here because I think that the two of you are just really honed in on each other. I think that as soon as this person comes into your life, all other possibilities cease to exist, and that's on both ends. I don't think that this is the energy of people looking, you know, like looking and exploring their options and like, no. Your focus is there. Your focus is on each other. It's solely on each other and your story. Yeah, I think this is, it's just really funny. Wow. You guys, this is like this is a really beautiful energy, a really beautiful reading. It feels like it just flows so naturally. Your story, it just really talks about this journey. Like, I think the two of you are really going to have a story to tell. I think you're really going to have, I feel like a story for your grandchildren type of energy. You're really going to build together and spend a lot of time together. And I think this is going to be a really lasting, impactful, meaningful relationship in your life. And the two of you are going to get to know each other on a deep level. You're going to know everything about what happened in each other's lives up until this point, and then you're going to build from there. You're going to build something together. So this is really about that kind of kicking off and the two of you coming together. And like I said, it really looks to me like this happens pretty fast. We didn't really get your oracle cards didn't give us like indication of when the connection will happen, but I think once it does, it moves really fast. We did have a lot of different months here, so any of that could be a clue as to when you meet this person. But when it kicks off, it kicks off. And I think you'll know this person because they're very charismatic, because they make you smile, because you feel really happy in their presence, and everything just feels really balanced. And it's like, it feels natural for you to be together. If there's somebody that your friends are like insisting that you need to date or something, I would listen up, because it seems like there's a connection that your friends pick up on quicker. Everybody around you knows that this is the perfect thing. So I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm sending you so much love and light. This was such a beautiful reading, really put me in a good mood. So thank you for letting me read your cards. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hi, number 3. If you picked the Muse Tarot and this green serpentine, this is going to be your reading all about who is coming towards you. So before we jump into the tarot, we're going to pull a couple of these little pieces of paper from my bowl of goodies, and we're going to get whatever information we can about your person. So this might be physical traits, astrological signs, initials, important dates. We just are going to see what comes through. Okay, that's kind of a lot. One more. Okay, let's see what we have. So we have the letter P. This can be first or last name, or just letters that are significant to your connection in some way. A C, PC. Your person might be a gamer. They might be really into computers or study computer science or something. We have the letter 5. Pardon me, you guys. We have the number 5. That could be a birth date. Maybe they're born on the 5th. Maybe you met them on the 5th of the month, or you will meet them on the 5th of the month. We have January 5th. At the time that I'm recording this is a timeless reading, but at the time that I'm recording this, it is January right now, January 2022. So this could be somebody that you met earlier this same month. We have a W, or this could be an M. So take it as it resonates. First or last name, place you met, state you live in. We have an E. These two actually came out in the last reading. That's just really interesting, you guys. I'm gonna reserve the message that I had for it for the last reading, but we'll see. We'll see if that applies to you as well. We have a Q. I'm pretty sure Q has showed up in every reading, which is funny because, I mean, that's not, a lot of people's names don't start with a Q. So there might be something else there. It might be an indication of something else. We have February. That's another one that has showed up. I think January and February showed up in the last one. I think February might have showed up in all 3. So, really interesting because we're headed into February and Valentine's Day and stuff. I'm wondering, now that I'm seeing that show up in every reading, if a lot of you are going to be meeting somebody special or have your relationship progress in some kind of special way during the month of February. We also have September. I do think that showed up in another reading too. We have the number 1. So these can be dates. It can be like February 1st, September 1st, January 1st, March 1st. These can be birth dates, or these can be months when you meet this person or when you met them. We have the letter M. So we had that W that could have been an M. Now we have the M too. So M and W, very significant here. We have the letter R, the letter H, lots of initials. Okay, we have Leo and Scorpio energy here. So your person may be a Leo or a Scorpio. You may be a Leo or a Scorpio. You may meet this person in Leo or Scorpio season, or that could be just a time that's very significant to you. We have V. So yeah, we got P and V, which sometimes these letters are interpreted like in a more sexual way. So this could be somebody who is very sexual, or someone that you've been sexually intimate with, or that you'd like to be. That's just one way to look at them. It doesn't have to be that kind of connection. This might not be a romantic connection that you're asking about, but in case it was, I think there is a strong indication that there's some sexual energy there. Leo energy, very fiery. So maybe. We have brown hair. So this person may have brown hair. You may have brown hair. There might be something significant about this person's hair. I am seeing kind of long, flowy hair. These, all these physical attribute little cards have been making me think about more than what they say today. So I am seeing kind of long hair, or that someone is very drawn to someone's hair. We are talking about who's coming into your life. So there could be some significance with hair, like somebody who grew their hair out and it catches your attention now because they look different, or they cut their hair short, or they maybe they're a barber or a hairdresser, or you meet them in a setting like that. So There could be more than just that person's hair color. So let's now figure out some more about this person's personality, who they are, and what's important to them. So we're just going to see what kind of attributes come out. We may even get some physical features. If something jumps out at me, I will let you know, because we might get more in terms of what this person looks like through these cards. So who's coming toward number 3? Who is coming toward number 3? Okay, we have the 8 of Emotions. The Devil. Really interesting. I was pointing out those letters and the potential of a really strong sexual connection between you and this person. And then the Devil card comes out, which really speaks to a strong sexual connection. So this might be somebody that you feel extremely physically drawn toward. It might be somebody that you have been physically intimate with. The 4 of Inspirations came out. I think that this card, in one form or another, this is 4 of Wands energy, has shown up in every one of the readings so far. So that is just, that is very interesting. Let's see. We have the Sun. Oh, the Lovers. For a lot of you, I am picking up on the fact that this could be a past relationship. With this 8 of Emotions energy here, it's 8 of Cups energy, the feeling of somebody walked away from something. So this might be a feeling of rekindling an old romance, somebody that you have been intimate with before. It doesn't have to be, because I'm really trying to figure out about your person's attributes. So this could be somebody who walked away from a very significant connection in the past. This might be somebody who, when you first meet them, they're just wrapping up a relationship. Okay, we got too many cards. I'll take these 2 because they fell out face up. And let's leave them together. Let's take them together. So those 2 came out together. Okay, let's look at this and see who this person might be. Bottom of the deck energy, the Fool. So this person, they might be really wanting to start something new with you. They might bring an energy of newness to this connection and be willing to kind of like step out on a limb with you. So this might be somebody you know as being very adventurous. With this 8 of Emotions energy, I am seeing that they are somebody who like maybe had to walk away from something in the past, and it could have been really difficult and really hurtful to them. So I love that Fool energy. We were kind of talking about this in group 1. The Fool card was out on the table, but we're kind of talking about this. It's like an energy of newness and of adventure and of willingness to start over. So I think this person really demonstrates a willingness to start over with you. They may have been through something. So with this Devil energy here, this is someone who is very sexual. If you are looking for a sexual relationship, then you'll be glad to hear that. If you're not a sexual person, then just kind of disregard this part of it. This can also talk about somebody who maybe has been through a lot of things. They may have been through hurtful or very codependent relationships in the past. So it can also speak to that. It can speak to somebody who is kind of overcoming their demons. Somebody who may have addictive tendencies or was extremely attached to somebody in the past. And with this 8 of Emotions, that might have been a connection that they had to walk away from. For many of you, I am seeing that this is a past relationship. So this is somebody that you may have been intimate with before, maybe physically, maybe emotionally intimate, but something ended. So in some cases, this might be a case of who's coming back into your life, because this could be somebody returning. Either way, I think there's a lot of passion between the 2 of you. I am seeing the Four of Inspirations here, the Seven of Inspiration, the Ace of Inspiration. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of fire energy here. Your person might be a fire sign. They might be an Aries, Leo, Sag. You may be an Aries, Leo, Sag, or have important placements in those signs. Also with the Sun card, lots of fiery energy here. So this again, it's an indication of maybe a fire sign, but most of all, just a really passionate connection between the two of you. And I think this is a very passionate person. So this is somebody who, they're kind of all about what they do. So you may know them by the work that they do. They might be very passionate about what they do. They might be an artist of some sort. I'm kind of picking up on musician vibes. So this might be somebody who plays an instrument, sings, raps, something that they're really into. They're very passionate about it. They kind of like live and breathe this thing. So that might be a way that you kind of recognize this person. I am also picking up on, this is somebody who, they're not afraid of commitment, and they do come across as very stable. I'm thinking too that you might, it's funny because this Four of Wands energy, like I said, has come out in every reading, but for some reason in this reading, I'm picking up on more of this like a party or a social setting kind of vibe. So I think you might be meeting this person through friends or at a social event. There might be a celebration that you'll be attending soon, or that you recently attended and you met somebody there. I am picking up on that sense of community, that sense of like celebration or of a party. So that may have been how this person entered your life or will enter your life. I think this is also somebody that comes across as pretty lucky in a way. I think they're very successful and they're very positive. So at least from the outside, this person looks like somebody who really has it all together. They look like they're very pleased with what they've created in their life. It kind of seems like things tend to go their way. And I think that's an energy they're going to bring to you and bring to this connection, is like this, this feeling of accomplishment and this feeling of a little bit of ease. But I feel like they do a lot in their life. I feel like they really achieve and they accomplish, and they've got their hand in a lot of different pots. They're busy, and like they have a way of balancing it all and of maintaining a really positive outlook, even though they have so much going on. This person is definitely a romantic. So I think you'll know that when you meet them, they will make romantic gestures toward you. This Lovers card just tells me that they are a true lover at heart. And then as I glance over these cards, I'm seeing like these rose images popping out. So this is somebody that might bring you flowers, and like they're the type of person that does little things to let you know how much they care about you. They're definitely more of like a gift-giving type of love language. They will show you that they care by doing little special things for you. It doesn't have to be big, expensive gifts, but they definitely will, they'll bring things to you. They'll let you know that they were thinking of you during the time that you were apart. There is an independence to this person too. And that might be something that you value. You might be very independent too. I get the feeling that this is somebody who very well could be single. Like they're comfortable being single. I think they keep themselves busy and they keep themselves productive. And they're fine with it. But there's something about your connection that kind of changes that for them. So yeah, I don't really get the feeling that there's like a huge amount of desire for them to necessarily be in a connection. It feels like they kind of like have their life figured out, and like they're having a lot of fun producing whatever it is that they produce, being creative, exploring like their inspiration and hanging out with their friends. And like there's this feeling of that, but then there's also like, I think when this important thing shows itself, when this connection presents itself, they don't hesitate to jump in. But they definitely have a lot going on. They have a lot going for them in general. With this Seven of Inspiration, this is sort of just giving me that it's like like I was just saying, they're totally fine being by themselves. They're not overly dependent. So this Devil energy, if that is about dependence, I feel like it may have been for them a past relationship, maybe a relationship where they felt that their partner was too dependent on them. So that might make them a little bit hesitant to enter a relationship. But it's like, I don't get the feeling that they are somebody who's very dependent on others in general. I think that they kind of have their ducks in a row, and they have a lot that fills their time, which to me kind of makes this connection more special, because I'm seeing that they carve out space for you in their life, and that with this Two of Materials, that they really look to find balance and find a way to integrate you into their life. They look to kind of clear their schedule a little bit, because I think when you meet this person, they're quite busy. They're busy with work, or with pursuing their passions and their creativity. They might be in school. They might work and be in school. They might have a lot of travel associated with their work. So there is this feeling of them needing to make space for you, but it feels like they do that willingly. So like they're giving up something here. They're giving up a little bit of their independence, and I feel like this is something that this person really highly values. But they also value this connection enough to know when to like create space for it. At the end, we had this Ace of Inspiration and the Star come out together. So the Star is always just a really hopeful card. I think that this person is somebody that sees the potential in this connection. They see how far this could go. Aces are always about new beginnings. So this is something that's starting new for you, a new person coming into your life, or it is a previous person coming back, and it's a new start for the connection. Either way, I think that this person is viewing this connection in a very positive light. This is somebody who I think always views things in a very positive light. And if this is someone you've known for a while and you haven't always seen them that way, when they come back into your life, you'll notice that they're changed, that their outlook on things is a lot different than what you saw and how you knew them before. So it may be that space that the two of you took away from each other was very needed and necessary for growth to happen, for mindset shifts to take place, because this is definitely somebody who they enjoy life, and I think they bring a lot of enjoyment to your life. They have a lot of fun, and they pursue their passions. They do what makes them happy. This deck is just so vibrant, but I think especially the cards that came out really show that like there's a vibrancy to this person's life. There's an aliveness to this person's life, and I think you know them by that. You know them by their energy. They might be really funny. I get the feeling that it's more just that they're like a light, kind of like in this card. The meaning of this card is not this, but from this imagery, it just feels almost like this is how you see this person in your life. Like they're just pushing back the darkness. Like if these were dark curtains, or it's like just a wall of darkness, they can just push back the darkness and let in this beautiful light. That's kind of the role that they're playing for you. So I think you'll know them by how uplifting they are and how uplifted they make you feel. This is something that definitely has the potential for a long-term future with that Four of Inspirations. But like I said, I get more of that celebration feeling from this than like straight wedding vibes. That card can be like a wedding card. And that, I think either way it means commitment, but I just am really being drawn to the fact that I think the two of you meet in a more social setting. So I'm going to move your cards up just a little bit so that I can get your oracle cards on the table, and just see kind of, I want to look into how your relationship is going to be together. So we'll see kind of the dynamic between you now that we've figured out a bit about this person. So we have the Mother, and we have the Oracle's Gift, and Wish Upon a Star. Okay, so let's start with the Mother. So this energy here is really letting me know that your relationship is very nurturing. There might be talks about like starting a family. This is somebody that you can definitely see a future with. Very loving connection. I think that what's really interesting about this, and it just seems to flow with who this person is. So I get the feeling from both of you that you might be you might be a little bit unconventional. There might be something that is not traditional about you or about your connection. Because I think with this Mother card, what I'm really picking up on is that neither one of you allows your relationship to like restrict you. Like a lot of people, they get into a relationship and they kind of cut ties with all of their friends, or they stop pursuing their passions and they become all about the relationship. In your case, this relationship is beautiful and it's fulfilling, but I feel like both of you have your own things going on, and you're not afraid to continue to pursue that and to continue to grow individually. You both have your own interests and passions, and they might overlap in some cases and they might not overlap, but either way, both of you feel free and you feel supported to pursue all of this, to continue growing as an individual, even though you've come into this relationship. So that's really a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful connection. It feels supportive. It feels confident and sure. I think a lot of times people out of insecurity are kind of like they will cling to each other and maybe cease to exist outside of the relationship. That isn't the feeling that I get from your connection. It feels very very supportive. So even if your person is into things that you know nothing about, and you may be into things that they know nothing about, the two of you are there for each other, to cheer each other on, to listen to, you know, like the day that you've had, and things like that. Even if you can't offer any real practical advice because you don't really connect to what they're doing, it might be that the two of you are in very different fields of work and you cannot offer them any advice on a problem they're having at work because you don't really understand it, and the same is true vice versa, but you're there to listen to each other and you're there to support each other. That kind of independent quality that was coming through for them, I feel like the two of you may mirror each other in that respect, because you're just not, like, you don't allow the relationship to completely define you. I think it's a huge part of your life, but there's so much more to you and there's so much that you want to pursue. So definitely that Two of Materials, that Two of Pentacles energy plays into your relationship, because I think the two of you are always figuring out how to balance, because there's a lot that you want to do, there's a lot you want to pursue, and you also want to put in a lot of work and effort into your relationship. So you're both kind of doing that balancing act. This feels like a very mature relationship. It feels like both of you are very sure about how you feel about each other, and that you feel very secure in knowing that this person is going to come home to you, even if they went out to pursue their other interests, their other passions, their hobbies, their work. This might be somebody who travels a lot for work, or you might travel a lot for work, or maybe the two of you are at a distance, and that's what I'm picking up on. But it's like, you know that you're committed to each other, even though there might be a distance between you, or there might be a difference in interests or in career. So you're definitely nurturing each other's creativity all the time, and you're very supportive even if you don't fully understand it. With the Oracle's Gift here, I think this really just speaks to like the future that you see together. You really do see moving forward together, even if you aren't I'm just picking up on you two are very similar and very different. So I think the areas that you overlap on and the things that you see eye to eye on and the interests that you share, you nurture that and you lean into that, but then neither one of you are afraid to go off and pursue your own thing. So I think both of you can see a future there because it feels really natural, and it feels like it's a nice balance, and it feels like you can still be yourself in this relationship and they can still be themselves, and like you can be really whole individuals and then come together and create something really beautiful. I am also seeing with this Oracle's gift that you're going to recognize this person immediately. I think as soon as you see them, you're going to recognize them. So there's going to be a sense that maybe you know them, like that you've met them before. This could be like past life connection. This could be, like we were talking about before, a previous relationship. But there's this feeling of this person's going to seem really familiar to you because this card really talks about like a clarity in sight. So that's like you're seeing a clear future together. You're also really clear about what you see in this person. Like as soon as you see them, there will be this sense of recognition, even if you've never met them before. I'm also drawn to like this teacup here. So when I think of tea, I think of like comfort, I think of warmth, I think of being soothed. So I think you will immediately feel like a comforted, nourished, and soothing feeling from this person, and that the two of you will really make each other feel nurtured, especially with this mother energy too. This is a very nurturing energy. It's also an energy that knows when to let go. So I just think that's like a big theme in your relationship. You can come together and you can nurture and be very loving toward each other, but both of you know when to let go and when to let the other one fly and pursue their own passions and their own desires, and when to cheer them on, and you know, it just feels really nice, and like there's a balance to it, and like there's a mutual respect there. Then with the Wish Upon a Star, we have really a feeling of a conscious commitment here, and that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. It's like both of you are committing to this connection, even if there's something unconventional about it, because there is a feeling of something being unconventional. This might be the kind of connection where other people in your lives are like saying, well, that's weird, that's not how we do it, or like maybe you two are living at a distance from each other and the people around you can't figure out how you could make that work, and you two can make it work. Or maybe you move around a lot together. Like maybe you don't put down firm roots, and other people would say, oh, you should buy a house, you should settle down. But I feel like there's a confidence to this connection where both of you are willing to say, no, this is what we want to do and this is what works for us. So it really can be anything, but there is something unconventional about your relationship. It might be that the two of you start a family in an unconventional way. Maybe you adopt children or go some other route, but there's something that you do and explore together that is different than the typical relationship. But you both get it, and like that's all that matters. Other people around you might not get it, but you both get it. And I think this is about really building dreams. I think both of you are very visionary in this way. You can see the plan, you can see the outcome, you can see the dream, even if it looks different than what people would typically expect. I think that for some of you, you may even work together, which could be kind of an element of that unconventional relationship, because a lot of times spouses don't work together or can't make that work. So it could be a matter of people telling you like, you shouldn't work with your spouse or with your partner because that's too hard. Like it'll bring conflict into your relationship, but somehow it works for you. So I do think if the two of you work together, let's say you start a business, I think how you make it work is that you have very different roles to play in the business. It might be that one person is the visionary, one person handles the finances, and they're like the numbers person, or they're all about spreadsheets or something. I think you both really stay in your lanes and you honor your differences, and you really thrive in those areas where you line up. But the most important thing that I'm seeing here is that you do what works for you. Your relationship just feels like like nobody else needs to understand it except you. And there's just like such a confidence to it. If the two of you aren't coming to this with that confident attitude, then you definitely develop it and cultivate it together, because there's just this feeling of like being so sure of the strength of your relationship, just being so convicted in that really no outside voices have much weight, because the two of you make a plan together and that's what you stick to, even if it seems unconventional to other people. So I think you guys really get each other in that way. I'm going to pull a couple more oracle cards for you. We'll see if we can get any information about timing or just more information about your connection. So we have clearing and the moon. Okay, this is so, like, it's funny because that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like there is kind of like this clearing energy. Like, it feels like this relationship is an injection of new energy. Like, if the two of you are coming from relationships where you always had to worry about what your partner was doing, about if they were committed or not, this relationship doesn't feel like that. It feels like there's so much certainty here, and it really does kind of like clear away all the old and make space for this new kind of situation where I think the two of you can really, really thrive. That's like, I get the feeling that like when you remove all of the BS of having to worry about if somebody's actually being serious, if they can maintain a positive outlook, if they can accept you for all that you are, if you remove all of that worry and that concern, you're left with something that feels, it feels easy, and it feels like the energy kind of flows, and it feels like the negativity has been sucked out of the situation. I think that's what this connection is going to feel like for you. Like negativity is just sucked out. This moon energy, again, I'm getting kind of a different interpretation for this card right off. I'm drawn back to that Four of Inspiration energy and that idea of the two of you maybe meeting in a social situation. So I feel like this might be an event that takes place at night for some of you. Very odd interpretation, but it's coming. It's coming to me that way. Also, there's these four like little drops coming from the moon, so that again pulls my attention back to the Four of Inspiration, but it also is showing me a stability to this. It's showing me emotions, and it's showing me a stability. So I think that like this, it feels so solid. And I think that's what it feels like for both of you. It just feels solid. It feels like you're really sure about it. It feels like you don't have to wonder about it. It feels like if you don't know where this person is every second of the day, it won't bother you, because there's a certain trust and stability between the two of you, and a mutual respect. With the moon too, it can talk about, again, just a lot of emotion. So I think there is like an emotional connection here. It doesn't really seem like the two of you lead heavily with emotion. Like, I think that that's how this relationship works, because neither one of you, like, you're not coming to it from a place of being overly emotional or being like having your emotional, it feels like a lot of emotional stability is what I'm trying to say, like a lot of emotional maturity. And whether or not you feel like you're in that place right now, I think this relationship brings that kind of essence to it, because you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to feel like you're protecting your heart all the time when you're with this person, because they're not giving you any reason to doubt them. There is no reason to doubt them. It's like they're fine on their own, yet they clear this space for you. And I think you really feel like a place has been made for you in their lives, and like they're interested in keeping it that way. So it just feels like there's a lot of like emotional balance and just emotional stability here in this relationship. So I think that's all I'm seeing for you, group 3. I really loved doing this reading. This is a very different energy than came through in the other readings. So I think you'll know if this is your connection, because I think there would have to be a part of you that kind of wants to do things a bit of a different way in a relationship, and that wants to take away all of the all of the nonsense. Like that, it's just so tired of all of the nonsense, and you want somebody where it can just be easy and where you can be free to be yourself. And that is what this relationship is. So I hope some of that resonated for you. I'm sending you a lot of love and light. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hi, number 4. If you picked the Naked Heart Tarot and this Snowflake Obsidian, this is your reading, and we're going to find out who is coming towards you. So this might be a romantic connection that's coming towards you, but you might be curious about other connections. So just take what resonates and leave the rest if you're not asking about a romantic connection. But before we get into the tarot, I'm actually going to pull some little cards from my bowl of goodies, is what I call it, and we'll just see what kind of attributes we can pick up on about your person. So this can be initials, it can be important dates, maybe astrological signs. We will see. Actually pulled out a lot for you, so let's see what we have. Okay, we have Libra. We haven't been getting a lot of astrological signs in the other pile, so I think I've already seen a couple here. So interesting. Your person may be a Libra. You may be a Libra. Sagittarius energy again. This can be significant in terms of when your person was born or when you were born. It can also indicate when you might come together with this person. Cancer as well. So yeah, a lot of signs. Is this a sign? Yeah, we have Aries. Okay, let's see. We have blue eyes. So your person may have blue eyes. You may have blue eyes. That can be significant in some way. For some reason, I'm seeing like a husky with blue eyes. So your person might have a pet or something that has blue eyes. We have January. Like I said in the last reading, January keeps showing up in all of the readings. So just interesting because of the time I'm filming this, it is the very end of January. So that's just funny because this might be an indication that a lot of you are meeting your person very soon or have already met them. We have blonde hair, so your person may have blonde hair and blue eyes. July could be a significant time. I wonder if we got any numbers here, because we could get birth dates if we get some numbers. We have S. This could be their first or last initial. It can also be significant in terms of where you met this person or where you will meet this person. This can talk about the state or country that you're in. We have the letter A. Okay, we have dark brown hair. So some of you, your person may have dark brown hair, or you may have dark brown hair. So blonde hair, dark brown hair, that could be both of you in the connection. This could be somebody who dyed their hair from dark brown to blonde or from blonde to dark brown. We have the number 3. So there we might have some dates here. We could have like January 3rd, July 3rd. You could have met this person on those dates, or that could be their birthday. We have the letter D. I hope I didn't say the letter 3. I did that in the last reading. So if I said that, I'm sorry, and I meant the number 3. Hopefully that's what I said. We have red or auburn hair. We're getting a lot of hair color here. So this is a collective reading, so it could be that there's just a lot of different people here, a lot of different looks, but this could be somebody who changes their appearance a lot. That could be a way that you recognize them. We have the number 7. So let's see. January 7th, July 7th. The number 8. And the number 9. That's really interesting, you guys. 7, 8, and 9. Whenever I see numbers in sequence like that, I just kind of get the feeling of like methodical, like in order. So you might feel like this connection was was meant to be, or there was like some kind of really clear path that it took. We could just be talking about a person who's very particular, very methodical about the way that they do things. We also have December. We have the letter Y. Right here we can spell say. So these can be initials, but they can also kind of be messages. So we could spell say, or we could spell day. That's really interesting. This might be somebody that wants to communicate with you, or you want to communicate with them. We just got a T. So look at that. Stay. Really, these can be messages from your person. We have 2 and we had 3. So again, kind of that methodical, in order, very structured nature coming through. And we have April. That stay message, I can't unsee it. So this might be somebody that really wants to continue a connection with you, somebody that wants you to stick around. Maybe you were with this person and it was like time for you to go your separate ways and you didn't want to go. They could have asked you to stay, or you asked them to stay, or there was just like a feeling that they wanted to still be in your presence. They wanted to spend more time with you. So take that as it resonates. I'm going to move all of these off to the side in a big messy pile, and let's do tarot. Let's get into your tarot and see what we can discover about this person. So we'll just see what comes through. Personality, maybe a little bit of their history. There might be other indications about how this person looks or how you will meet them. We'll just see what comes through. Okay. Have the Ace of Swords, the 10 of Cups, the Innocence of Swords. Okay, yeah, I'm already picking up on a lot of communication. We were able to spell say, and that was making me think that there's some kind of communication with this person. So this might be a matter of like somebody who you feel like they're holding back and like they want to tell you something, or maybe it's somebody who is very very good at communicating. So there's just a message coming through about communication. We'll kind of see like what the tarot has to say. This might be somebody who you're only in verbal communication with. So maybe somebody that you have spoken to on the phone, but you have never seen them in person, or you don't often see them in person. So we had the Chariot and the 9 of Wands show up in reverse. This is somebody who is letting their guard down with you. If you know this person, then they may have recently opened up to you in a new way, because I am seeing them letting their guard down, and this sense of them wanting to move forward. I think there's some things that they want to say to you too. It's so odd because sometimes more of the relationship's energy comes through in the tarot. So I'm seeing a lot having to do with your connection. I think this person maybe has the tendency to be quite straightforward. So you might know them as somebody who can be really straightforward, or who can communicate ideas really easily and effectively. We have Justice. We have Death. Let's see what else. I don't know why. I'm getting like, I'm getting a feeling that you may have known this person. Like you may already know this person, and maybe your relationship has never been romantic before, because I'm seeing like something changing and transforming in this relationship. Okay, we have the Heart of Swords. Swords energy is really jumping out. Your person might be an air sign. So yeah, there, I mean, I don't know why it's jumping out. We do have a lot on the table here. You know what's probably, this Justice card is also a sword. So it's really making me, it's really like kind of bringing more of a sword's energy. And the Justice card is Libra energy, which is an air sign. So we might be looking at Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius here. Definitely some Scorpio energy coming through as well. And the Fool. The Fool's been making appearances in every reading. It's like there's something new. Even if this is a connection that has already started, or maybe this is a past connection or someone you've already known, there's like a feeling of a newness to this, of it kind of taking a new direction. And we have Earth Mother. Okay, so this is Empress energy. Let's talk about this person. Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. This person's very balanced. We have Justice and Two of Cups energy here. There's a certain balance to this person, so you might feel really balanced in their presence. I think part of what makes you feel so balanced is the fact that they openly communicate with you. They're not afraid to move forward. They're not afraid to switch things up. They're not afraid to inject new energy into a situation. And I just keep getting like, they are very straightforward. I think they can be really nurturing and very sweet as well, but they are very straightforward. This is someone who is letting their guard down around you. So if this is a new person, you're just going to notice automatically, just instinctually, that they just get close to you kind of fast. They just like, they're open with you. They talk to you. They let you know how they feel, and maybe even tell you about some things that have gone on in their past. But if this is someone that you've known for a while, or that you've been in a previous relationship with, if they felt guarded before, they're not going to feel like that anymore. We have this Nine of Wands in reverse. They're letting go of their walls. So if this was someone you knew as having having a wall up and kind of guarding their heart, they're taking that down. And it's just interesting, this Two of Cups, the way that it's depicted with these hearts in the cups. So this is someone who is exposing their heart to you. Underneath that, we have High Priestess energy. So they're definitely like, they're letting you in on something that you did not know about before. There's actually another card here, Ten of Wands. This is really telling me this is somebody who had a lot of heavy burdens before. And I think that really has to do with why they're able now to let that wall down. You might know them as somebody who was carrying a lot, who had a lot of stress, who had maybe some unfortunate events happen with their heart, but it's like they're becoming more open, and they're really like transforming and changing into something new. I feel like for a lot of you, you're watching this person like sprout into a new version of themselves, like it's happening right before your eyes. This is somebody who may come from a big family. They might really value family, so you may know them as someone who wants to have a big family, have a lot of kids. If that's what you want, but there's something about family here, so it could be their background. They're a very supportive person, so you're going to feel like you can really like blossom in their presence, because they offer you so much support, and they're so committed to the relationship. This Ten of Cups with this these crystals here, like it's like the crystals are growing. To me, it just feels like they're able to thrive because of all of the love that's being poured on them. So it's like the perfect environment. The cups are creating the perfect environment for these crystals to grow and to thrive. And they're showing up in all of these different colors of the rainbow. It's like they're showing up. It's a very balanced energy, because it's bringing me kind of to the chakra system and making me think of like something that's extremely balanced, something that kind of like ticks all the boxes. So I think that this person is going to make you feel like you are supported enough to thrive. And the funny thing is that like, I also think that they're brutally honest. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. Because a lot of times it's like, that's exactly what we needed to hear. We just wanted somebody to be honest with us. I don't think that they ever like say anything that is mean, but I just get the feeling that this isn't somebody that you have to guess about. You don't have to wonder about. So the person coming into your life is somebody who will openly communicate with you, and somebody who will let their guard down, and who will show you themselves. Like, they'll show you how they're growing and how they're transforming. They're also somebody interested in kind of having like an equal give and take, of bringing some form of fairness into the equation here, keeping things balanced. They might be somebody who's really good at balancing their responsibilities in life. I think for the most part, they seem like just a very balanced energy, because this Earth Mother came out, this is Empress energy, and it's like, it's the most nurturing energy of them all. It's an energy where everything around it can really thrive and prosper. And that's kind of like the same feeling I was getting from this Ten of Cups. This is an energy where things can grow. So I think that even though they can be very straightforward sometimes, it's always in a loving way. It's always from a loving place. And they're also willing to like move forward and reinvent themselves and reinvent the connection and make things new and different. I'm so drawn to this unicorn and the chariot imagery, because it's just making me think of horses. So this person might be somebody that likes to ride horses, or is involved in some kind of like farm life or ranch life, or something like that, for some of you, or who just has like a special connection with horses. Yeah, it's such a like, it's such an interesting energy coming from this person. I think that they give you a lot of reassurance in a way. I think that they somehow create an environment that makes you feel like you can thrive. And I don't really know how they do that. It might be different depending on your particular situation, but they have a way of like making you feel comfortable, making you feel confident, making you feel like things will play out fairly, and will will be nurturing. I think there's somebody who's like always there to like to make sure you're okay, to pick you up when you fall. So there's a really supportive energy coming from this person. I also think that this is somebody who, if you need to bounce ideas off of them, if you want an honest opinion about something, I think that's another way that they offer you support. Because if, like, let's say you're playing around with an idea, like you want to start a business, or you have a project to do at work and you're wondering, is this a good idea? They're going to tell you honestly, and then they're also going to help you like figure out what the best plan is. So I'm feeling like there's a deep connection here. Let's look into your oracle cards and really take a look at the connection itself, because we're kind of looking at like who this person is. And yeah, I'm picking up on like that they are extremely straightforward. It might even be something that's like kind of comical about them. I'm kind of seeing that like they might be somebody who puts their foot in their mouth a lot, but they don't care. Like they're not embarrassed by it. Maybe you feel like, oh no, you were maybe a little too straightforward there, but they don't care because they're just like very authentic. I think this is a truly authentic person that just lives straight from the heart and doesn't worry too much about coming across a certain way. They're just very true to themselves. So let's look at this connection. Okay, so you have Gnosis. This is a really cool card to get, especially in this context. Yeah, we have Broken Open. and bearing fruit. So let's talk about your center card, this Gnosis card. So this Gnosis card really talks about really kind of like a knowing, a spiritual knowing. So this might be a person, this card's giving me that feeling too. This might be a person who's highly spiritually connected, or they just kind of have this this vibe about them, like they know, like they're very aware. And I think that that comes through in this case probably as like with their clear communication. I think they communicate so clearly, they tell you what's on their mind so clearly that it brings a certain level of like knowing to this connection. I think that the most important thing that I'm getting from this is that this connection feels so it feels so deep that it's like the two of you experience each other through all of your senses. This can be spiritually, it can be mentally, it can be emotionally, it can be physically. I think especially it's all of those things, and that's probably what feels different about this connection to you than any other connection that you've been in, because I think you're able to connect with this person on so many different levels. It just feels like there's something really deep here, and it feels like the two of you are connecting just in a different kind of way. Like it feels like it's a spiritual experience. I'm being drawn to like this card here with this broken open, and the light is focused here on the chest and the heart area, and then I'm pulled back to this imagery of like this heart. It's like this anatomical heart, but two hearts connected. I think this is really this is kind of like just making me think the connection that the two of you have and the depth of knowing that you're going to have when it comes to each other. I just think you're going to know each other on the deepest level. I picked that up and saw the High Priestess there again. So it's like a lot of stuff is going to be uncovered. A lot of really close personal aspects of yourself are going to be uncovered and shared in this connection. There's this feeling of this connection being life-changing. There's this feeling of you just knowing. So because, you know, this energy it's a knowing energy. It's like when you are aware of a deep spiritual truth, but maybe don't know how to verbalize it. This person probably does. All that swords energy I was talking about, this person probably does know how to verbalize deep spiritual knowings. But I think your connection in general feels like that. It feels like something deep, something divinely guided, something that you're not able to even put into words, but you just know. Like as soon as you meet this person, as soon as you see this person, as soon as the two of you start to connect and talk, you just have this feeling of knowing that this is someone very significant in your life. It really just feels to me like the two of you are even more connected on a spiritual level than on a physical level. If you don't feel like you're highly spiritually evolved, I think this relationship is going to change that for you. It's going to show you some new ways of viewing the world. Yeah. I really think this switches things up for you. This really, it feels like a much more heart-centered approach. It feels like it's something intuitive, like it's something spiritual. And it could be because this person is highly spiritual, but it might be that the two of you inspire each other in that way and approach this relationship in a more spiritual way than you have previous relationships. That would just depend on kind of like the specifics of your situation. This broken open card. This card is actually about grief. And if this is somebody that you are reconnecting with, I think that this really speaks a lot to the grief and the hurt and the loss that both of you felt during the time that you were apart. So I think that if this is a connection coming back together, this is like a deepening of this connection because of what the two of you have experienced while you were apart, because of the loss of this. It's like being apart made you really realize that this is what you had. You had this heart connectedness, and then you lost it. And it's like learning that grief can be a gift sometimes, because it can show you what's important to you. It can show you what kind of like means the world to you, and what you should be focused on. So for those of you that this is not a connection coming back together, I do think that there's a lot going on in each of your past experience with relationship, even if that's not in a romantic relationships. This could be like hurtful relationship, family relationships, or betrayal by friends. So I think that the two of you coming together is going to, it's going to feel like something that both of you can be extremely grateful and appreciative of, because of the things that you've been through in the past, because of the grief and the suffering that you've both experienced. It just feels like this connection is deeper because of that. It's deeper because you know what it's like when certain things are missing from a relationship, when trust is missing, when you can't be honest with people that you're close with. And in this relationship, it's like you're finding all of that in each other. So it just feels like this relationship almost makes you grateful for some of the really hurtful things that you've gone through, some of the really devastating experiences. It will feel like this relationship is like it's something that makes it all make sense. Once you find yourself in this relationship, it's like it all makes sense now. And even some of the things that you didn't want to have experienced in your life, you now find yourself being grateful, because they kind of molded you into the person that was going to be ready for this connection, and that was going to be appreciative of this connection. This bearing fruit card is really about birthing something new. It's about the result of really hard work that you put in. And I think that really speaks to, like, this is either hard work in this connection in particular, or it's hard work that each of you have done on your own, and it's preparing you for this relationship. I'm looking like really close in here, and I don't even really know what I'm looking at, but it's like I'm suddenly drawn to this. I think there's something here this is about your past. This image that's drawing my attention, being like kind of buried in the trunk of this tree, it just makes me think of like the past and things that have gone on in the past, kind of like the rings of a tree trunk, like you can kind of tell how old the tree is. It's like these are things that are in your past, and a lot of healing that's taken place in that past area that is making it so that this connection can deepen in the way that it wants to. I think both of you have actually really put in a lot of work to show up as your authentic selves, to be honest in a relationship, and to show up without barriers, without walls up, without your heart being protected. To connect on this level, your heart can't be protected. You have to let the wall down so that this union can happen. And I think that that's what this connection is. This connection is going to come into your life during a time when both of you are ready and receptive to exposing your hearts like this. And I think it does take a lot of work on each of your parts, but it's like so beautiful when the two of you find each other in that same place at the same time. This can also talk a lot about manifestation. So if there's a constant thought on your mind, it's like a reminder that you are manifesting that. And this could have to do with this connection, because it could be that you've been manifesting this connection, and this type of union has been on your mind for a long time. And it's like, I think when you come into this, you're going to realize what you've been manifesting. I think you're going to see it for the first time, and maybe you weren't even aware that that these ideas that you've had, or that this constant thought that was kind of replaying in your mind, that you were going to actually bring that and ground it in the 3D. I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards. These cards can help us with timing for this, but it can also just be just more information about the connection. So we had adversity come out. This is number 33. Very fitting card to show up, because I think that the two of you have been through your fair share of adversity. I think that this relationship is going to feel like a breath of fresh air, but also, like we were talking about, everything you've been through is essential for this relationship to work and for you to connect on this deep level. So I do think that a lot of this is going to be built on things that didn't work out for you in the past, and hurts and disappointments. I think a lot of it has to do with that. It's probably a place of deep connection for you. You have crowd surfing. This card really talks about wanting to, like, kind of pull away from the crowd, wanting to get away and not be overwhelmed. I think maybe the two of you find a lot of solace and comfort in each other's company, and like, you don't want to be overwhelmed. If you are meeting this person in a social setting, this is somebody who might want to try to pull you away to get some special quiet time with you, or you might find yourself kind of in the corner talking to this person for hours and kind of forget you're at a party or something, because there's this feeling of the two of you just wanting to kind of be together and kind of recharge together, and not be so overwhelmed with all of the energy around you. And then we had summer. So that could be an indication of when you will meet this person. You might meet this person in the summer, or your relationship might progress to this level in the summer. Summer is really a time when it's a time of enjoyment. It's a time of celebration. So I think the two of you might be experiencing some kind of celebration. If this is a reunion, then that's going to be a time for you to celebrate coming back together in the summertime. And if it's not in the summertime, then it's just a sense of when you come together, it's really something to celebrate. I think I was kind of getting that with that 10 of Cups energy. There's like a supportive there's a supportive kind of energy that kind of just makes me think of celebration, or it makes me think of in the summertime when everything is very vibrant and just very full. I think that this connection is very full, and it's going to bring a lot of fullness and a lot of completion to your life. It feels like the end of some painful cycles for both of you, and like a really heart connected, really spiritually connected union. So I think that's all I see for you, group 4. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye.